my soul. Give me a healing for my soul. Church, with the actors and the writers being on strike, baby, I have had untold amounts of time to catch up on reality TV. Chief among them has been the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I got my notes. I hope y'all got yours. Let's get on into this Portuguese-based mess. Can y'all hear me out there? Listen to my returning church members, baby. Welcomes. And to all my new people, please, baby, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, baby, listen, my outfit and my spirit today, church, is giving war, okay? What is it good for? Hopefully something, okay? Because listen, I have truly just been going through a period of unrest in my mind, disorganization up in my life, and I'm just trying to heal my soul, okay? So listen, I've started this 21-day process because it says, it takes 21 days to create a new habit, right? So I'm doing this 21-day thing where I get up at 7 a.m., honey. I wake up. I actually get out of the bed instead of going back to sleep or pressing the snooze button. So get up at 7 a.m., meditate, set my intentions for the day, and try to be productive, whether it's, a YouTube video or a TikTok video or, organizing something for an upcoming video, something each day to make forward progress, right? So we gonna hope that in 21 days, baby, my life turns around and I get some healing for my soul, just like these ladies were trying to go, down to Portugal to get some healing for their damn relationships, okay? So let's get on into this thing, right? And I always like to start with some hot topics if there are any. And we are going to talk about, first and foremost, the thing that we cannot get past on this damn episode, baby. And that's Sheree's new nose. Sheree, in the eternal words of Charlemagne the God, please come down to the front of the damn congregation. Sheree, listen. What in the hell did you do to your face? Listen, I am not trying to shame her or whatever, but I was literally looking at the differences between the actual scenes that were going on, okay? And Sheree's confessional look in the little purple outfit or whatever. And I said, something is wrong here, okay, Sheree? It looks like you clearly have gotten a nose job, honey, and I don't know if it was an improvement, okay? Listen, the people say that you walking around here looking like Hazel E, okay? Now listen. Everybody is beautiful. There are varying levels of beauty, okay? Sometimes people aren't classical beauties. You gotta tilt your head to the side a bit, maybe squint your eyes a little bit, maybe wink with both eyes like the girls were trying to do this damn episode. But Sheree, listen, girl, I'm not gonna shame you because in the eternal words of Dolly Parton, if there is something that you need to do, want to do, can afford to do, and have the nerve to do, I think you should do it, especially if it will make you feel better about yourself, okay? I am an advocate for plastic surgery, but the cardinal rule of plastic surgery, Sheree Whitfield, mama, is you supposed to come out better than when you went in, okay? Sheree, I don't know if it was an improvement. Mama, your face was already wonderful, right? Your face card never declined. I thought you had one of the most natural beauty-based faces out there. So listen, I'm all for a little nip tuck and a little, Botox here, lift there, try to make this more tight here. But I don't know, Sheree. I'm going to kind of leave it, in the vein of, I'm hoping that your swelling maybe hasn't gone down yet. Because y'all know when y'all get them damn cosmetic procedures, especially the ones where you got to go under the knife for, sometimes it takes about 3, 6, 9 months for the final result to come out. So maybe Sheree got this thing done, honey, and then she had to get up in these damn confessional interviews and the swelling hadn't gone down, as it was supposed to yet. So we gonna hope, baby, that when your face returns to its normal size and your nose returns to its normal size, that you don't look like Hazel E. Honey, that position is filled, okay? Hazel E already got that face, Sheree. You need to have your face, all right? But listen, not shaming you. I hope it all work out, and I hope it's one of those things where once the swelling goes down, we all gonna see what you was actually trying to go for, okay? Now let's move on to Sheree fibroids. Now I know this was from the last episode, but I ain't reviewed that one, and I would be remiss, baby, if I didn't talk about it, okay? Sheree, listen. I've never been a woman, okay? I don't have fibroids, but I do believe in modern medicine, all right? Sheree, you gonna go around here trying to vacation, yoga, meditate, sound bath, numb your horenge, your damn fibroids out your cooter, honey. And to me, honey, you gonna make it worse, okay? Listen, I'm not saying that holistic medicine don't work, because listen, if it makes you feel better, then it can't be that bad. But I feel like when it comes to things that's wrong with your damn body, it's an and both scenario, okay? Do the modern medicine stuff and do the holistic stuff, okay? But don't get yourself messed over trying to numb your horenge, them damn fibroids out your cooter, and then next thing you know, they get worse because, you know, the sound bath and the meditation and the relaxing and the trips to Portugal ain't working, okay? So Sheree, listen, use Tina Turner as a cautionary tale. When Tina Turner had all those damn problems happening with her kidney, she spent so much time trying to do the holistic medicine route, to the point where she kind of made it worse by the time that she got back around to the modern medicine thing. So I'm not calling anything over you. I'm just saying, let's make this an and in both scenario, okay? Let's do holistic medicine and let's also do modern medicine, all right? Now let's get on into the actual focus of this damn episode, and let's talk about Ralph's Brunch, right? And the first thing I want to talk about, baby, is this whole men and women business thing. So I was highly confused when Drew, you know, came across our screens and was saying that Ralph was, you know, having a brunch for the women to kind of broker peace or something. I was very confused because listen, if history teaches us anything as regarding the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is that whenever the men get involved down to the women business, bad things happen. Okay, so I was literally saying in my head, just pull back, player, pull back, pull out, whatever you got to do, honey. You know, change the focus of this brunch. But what it really seemed to be was like an introduction or a welcome to kind of like the Portugal trip, okay, which actually ended up being fine. So it wasn't the men in the women business. I guess the men were just basically cooking brunch for the women, even though the chef was there. Like, y'all got to decide a lane, okay? Is the men cooking or is the men acting as damn sous chefs for the actual chef, okay? Y'all get that together on your own time. But listen, I'm glad that y'all wasn't trying to broker peace and the men went over there by themselves to figure out their own thing and let the women figure out their own thing on their own thing, okay? Because whenever you try to merge the two, or whenever you have the men trying to tell the women what to do, it becomes a fool, in the eternal words of Selena Johnson, okay? Now let's move on to Marlo dated Kenya's man. So we find out down to Ralph's Brunch that Marlo went on one date with Kenya's new man, Roy. Am I surprised? No, because listen, when you factor in that apparently, according to y'all, honey, Atlanta is about this small, okay? And then you take out the men that's married, unavailable, fuck boys, gay, then you literally only have a very small percentage of single available men that run in the same circles that y'all do. So to me, for the single women's out there, or the single women out there that are, you know, bosses in their own right, don't want no, you know, scrub or whatever, I'm sure that pool of men has to be very small, okay? And so due to that, I'm not surprised that y'all kind of recycle men your damn group, because listen, the demand outweighs the supply, so it kind of makes sense. Now the thing that kills me though is that the energy is never consistent, okay? So we gonna move forward just a little bit in terms of talking about how, you know, Kenya and Marlo felt about this whole, you know, Date and Roy situation. So Kenya say that she already knew, all right? But the thing about it for me is that the energy is not consistent, okay? When, you know, when Kenya wanted to tell Sheree that Martell was in her DMs, it was this whole big kerfuffle. Honey, we got to deal with this. This is a problem. He got a wandering eye, this, that, and the third, okay? But now that, you know, Roy is up in Marlo DMs, everything is fine. Oh, he had to go through her just to know what he didn't want. Like, keep the energy consistent. And Marlo, listen, to your credit, I think you are right in terms of the energy always seems to be different when it comes to you, okay? And what I've kind of surmised and what I can attribute that to is, I really think it's because the people at their core don't know what they gonna get from you from moment to moment, okay? Are we getting the true moment here, or are we getting stunt queen, Marlo, who's doing this, all these damn, stress, struggles, and strife to rile the people up for a TV moment, okay? So I think when you factor that into it, that's why you don't get the same level of attention or the same level of energy, that the other girls seem to give to different other situations, and why they're kind of, sunning you, in the eternal words of Nicki Minaj. So, I don't think any offense, whether it's Martell that was up in Kinga DMs or Roy up in Marlo DMs, I don't think either of them were, egregious in any way, shape, or form. But I do recognize that the energy is different in terms of, when it refers to Marlo and when it refers to other people in the group. But listen, Marlo, I think you can combat this, mama, by just being consistent. I think people would give you more credit and people would give you more credence in situations if they could trust your energy and your emotions and your demeanor from moment to moment. And I think because they can't, that's why they kind of put you in the position where, girl, you don't matter, okay? Now let's move on to Drew and this chef lawsuit for $1,000. Y'all, I kikied a long ass while when Drew said that the sum total of what this man was, a man or woman, I don't know what it is. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if it was a man or woman. But the sum total of what she's being sued for is $1,000, okay? $1,000 at Drew's level is a nuisance lawsuit, okay? Most people would just pay the money just to be rid of it. That's what a nuisance lawsuit is. Somebody suing for this little bitty, amount of money, which is big to them. I don't mean to minimize it, but in the vein of Drew and what she makes and, the contracts that she signs, $1,000 is not a lot of money. You understand? And so, people on the outside would probably say, just go ahead and pay the girl the money, this, that, and the third. But the thing about it is, and the thing I recognize is it's the principle of the situation, right? Yeah, she could pay the $1,000. Yeah, she could make this go away, right? But that sets a precedent for, if you give me substandard work or if you do this, that, and the third for me, I'm obligated to do this, that, and the third for you in terms of paying you the money. Like, it's kind of like that whole thing that the United States does regarding terrorists. We don't negotiate with terrorists, right? So Drew was dissatisfied with whatever happened. And my question is this, right? Because, Drew, you're trying to formulate this relationship with Sheree, and yeah, Sheree did kind of bring it up, not in a mean-spirited way. I thought it was more so in a fun shade way. But listen, my question is this. Is it a situation where the lady provided you with food and the food wasn't up to your standards, and because of that, you don't want to pay her? Or did she not provide the service at all and is requesting payment? Okay, because those are two different scenarios, right? Because if it's the former, if the lady provided the service, whether you liked it or not, honey, you're obligated to pay her. That's the damn trouble that Sheree keep getting into, because Sheree feels that if she don't like the damn service that's done, she ain't paying them people no money, okay? So listen, if you let the truth be told, you and Sheree might be more related than you might want to let on, okay? So I don't know the intricacies of the case, but if that lady provided the service and you ain't like it, you still have to pay her, Drew, okay? You still have to pay her. So hopefully it's the other scenario where I guess she didn't provide what she was, what she said she was going to provide. So it's kind of like you didn't fulfill the terms of the contract thing. In that case, I get, holding steady to the whole I'm not paying her this money thing, okay? But if it's the other situation, Drew, and you owe that lady that money, and just because you ain't like that food, you don't want to pay, honey, you can't do that, okay? Because that's how you end up being Sheree Whitfield, okay? You got to pay people whether you like the service or not. If you ain't like the service, then don't use them again, okay? But services necessitate payment, okay? That's contract law 101, all right? Now let's move on to this whole Portugal trip, right? And so let's talk about the lady sitting down to the table and talking about Ralph becoming a stripper. Listen, from what I was able to gather, there's some sort of, so when Drew was doing her music video, the person who was directing it had a producer, and the producer saw Ralph with, I guess, his shirt off or whatever, and told him he should apply for, I guess, this Chicago stripper Chippendales black male review, whatever the case may be, down to there, okay? The thing about it, and what I don't quite understand, is is what's the end game? Okay, like what's the end game? Like, is this a bucket list item? Is it something that you've always wanted to do? Like, Ralph, when we met you, you was in the damn tech space. Okay, you had a job in the tech space. I don't know if you still got that job. I'm assuming you do. Okay. Then next thing we find out, honey, is you writing books. So you an author. All right. Then after you a damn author, honey, you over here writing songs with Drew, or writing songs with or for Drew. Okay. And now you finna be a damn stripper down to a Chicago all black male review. So I'm all for a side hustle, but all these things just kind of seem all over the place. It just seems very segmented. So I don't knock nobody hustle. And if you wanna, channel your inner stripper and say it's hot in here, so I'm taking off all my clothes, I am getting so hot, then I support it. But whenever you go into something new, just ask yourself, church, what is my end game for doing this? Okay, what am I hoping to accomplish? And some things are just meant to be fun. So if it's just meant to be fun, have all the fun you want. But listen, now that you and Drew are divorcing, you gonna need something else to do. Okay, so if this whole stripper thing is just a way for you to start dating, going from city to city and state to state, then I see you, player. Okay. Now let's talk about the beef down to the final dinner of the episode, right? And we just had people just basically trying to find some healing for their souls in terms of their relationships with each other, right? So the first thing that they want to talk about was Courtney versus Kenya. I honestly think it was just a misunderstanding, to be completely, honest. Courtney, you just seem like a very animated talker, right? Whether it's your neck going all around, your hands moving in all sorts of direction, or you touching people, okay? So I don't think Kenya was trying to, sun you, in the eternal words of Nicki Minaj. Was there some shade there probably from her side? Yeah, but I think it's mainly because she don't know you like that, okay? Don't nobody want anybody that they don't know touching on them, okay? That's period, hard stop. Like, that's where it begins and where it ends, okay? It's fun. Ha ha ha, yeah, you girl, you funny. And you tap me once and stuff. But don't continually keep doing it because I don't know you, honey, okay? And if I'm not in my right mind, honey, I might swing on you. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to swing on nobody, honey. I don't do lawsuits. But listen, you don't know, anybody else's background. So that's why it's kind of best to err on the side of caution and not be touching everybody. Okay. So listen, whatever you do with your core friends, that's what you do. But when you get to know new people, you kind of have to respect their boundaries because you're in their space. Okay. So I think that one was just a misunderstanding. And it seems like when they talked about it at the table, they're willing to move forward provided that, boundaries are respected. So we'll see what shall happen. And then the kind of argument of this episode kind of goes back to that whole chef lawsuit thing between Drew and Sheree, right? So listen, Drew basically confronts Sheree about her feeling a certain way about Sheree talking about the whole chef lawsuit behind Drew's back, right? So I guess, Sheree brought it up down to the brunch when they were still in Atlanta, but apparently she's been going behind Drew's back and talking to different people about it, apparently, or kind of that's the story that Drew is spinning in terms of what's happened, okay? So Drew brings these concerns to Sheree, and the first thing Sheree does is bring up some stuff from the past that, Drew had thought that they resolved. And listen, in this instance, I'm team Drew, okay? Listen, when we went to the damn IV place where they was putting a little, stuff in your arm for you to feel better, or IV fluids or whatever the case may be, we talked about it. We talked about our concerns about it. I thought we remedied it. I gave you compliments in terms of me looking up to you. Like, I thought we deaded the issue. So I'm team Drew in terms of how are we having an argument in this moment about something else and you bringing up stuff from the past that we supposed to have gotten past, right? So listen, to Drew's credit, if we cannot move past issues, then how can we move forward together as friends, okay? And Sheree, listen, The thing about this show sometimes that I can't stand is don't give apologies. Don't, a kumbaya and make up and move on just to bring the same shit back up later, okay? If you still felt a way about Drew going on the podcast and talking about the confiscated fashions, then you should have said that, and you should have said it's going to take me a while to basically get over this, but I respect, your apology in the moment. Just give me some time to get past it. Like, that would have been more digestible than you basically saying, okay, cool, we're good, we're moving forward. And then the first time that we have an argument subsequent to that situation, you bring up the same old shit from before, okay? We can't move forward if you can't forgive me for the stuff for the damn past, okay? And Sheree, listen, regarding the confiscated fashions, word on the curb seems to be that even though Drew was kind of the mouthpiece of the scenario, everybody but Marlo dealt with the damn confiscated fashion. So clearly the girl ain't lying. I think this is just a case where, the first person to say something is kind of the person that all the vengeance and all the vitriol is taken out on, right? So, Sheree, if you gonna be mad at Drew for saying that the fashions is confiscated, then be mad for all the other girls for agreeing with her because they say they damn fashions was confiscated too. Hell, the only one walking around with, She by Sheree hats, shirts, joggers and whatever is Marlo ass, okay? And listen, people say Marlo used to be people say Marlo used to do some crimes on the side, okay? So, allegedly, y'all ain't fed to sue me. Allegedly. So I don't know if them people gave Marlo that stuff or Marlo reached into the recesses of her criminal mind and stashed some of that shit away for a rainy day, okay? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about the situation. But another point on this thing, Sheree, why is it that whenever anything goes well for She by Sheree, it's you? I did that, honey. I do this by myself. I spent this money. I designed this stuff. I did that thing. But the minute that things go wrong with She by Sheree, you ain't got no idea about it. It's not your fault and it's somebody else's problem, okay? Honey, I thought when you was a business owner, you take the good and the bad, okay? You take the accomplishments and the defeats, okay? So I don't understand distancing yourself when the damn thing goes bad, but only praising yourself when the stuff go good. So I don't know, Sheree, you are just an enigma wrapped up in a riddle laced with a rhyme sometimes. I don't understand, but to sum all this whole section up, I'm Team Drew, okay? Because we can't move forward if you say you've forgiven me for stuff in the past and every single time we have a new issue, you bring it back up as the reason why you're going to have an issue going forward, okay? Keep the damn energy consistent, all right? And last but not least, honey, why did Drew start crying? Okay, why did Drew start crying? That's the thing I can't take. You, Drew, by all accounts, okay, you won that argument in terms of pure logic, okay? You won the argument, you kept your composure, you made your damn points. I was so proud of you, and then you just dissolve into a puddle of tears, okay? Listen, I understand you should be able to show your emotions and things hit you at different times, and maybe she's truly hurt by the whole thing with Sheree. But I'm more of the thinking that in the moment of battle, verbal battle or whatever, I'm not going to let anybody see me sweat, okay? If I'm going to cry, I'm going to do it when I get back to the hotel room, when I'm in my confessional, when I'm talking to the other ladies down to my room, okay? I think it kind of weakens it weakens the strength of the arguments you just made when you dissolve into a puddle of tears afterwards. And listen, I've never been a woman. I don't know nothing about the emotions. I don't know nothing about the ties between women and the female ties and the emotional ties and what that may bring out of you. But I just hoped and felt that I just wished more rather that Drew could have kept her damn composure in the moment because it was such a good win moment, and for it to be undergirded by you dissolving into tears and people having to come comfort you, based on this damn verbal battle with you and Sheree, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But listen, maybe you really value the relationship with Sheree and, it really hurts you that she can't get past certain issues and they keep being, these cyclical things. But y'all, I think that's really all I want to cover on this episode. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DadDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, I don't have high hopes for this damn Portugal trip as it relates to healing, but if y'all put enough peaches in the damn comments below, I may be back to review some more. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.